This nonfiction book is an informational text. It will help readers and listeners learn about instruments and music, but especially about stringed instruments. The name of this book is Strings. The writer and editor is Daniel Nunn. Creating even a small book like this one for young learners can be a lot of work. Daniel Nunn had a team of people helping him. He was working with the Heinemann-Raintree people and also Acorn Books, and together they put together this book about stringed instruments all over the world. Here are the names for some of those people who helped Daniel Nunn. Here are the places where some of the pictures came from, but the author's credit goes in the Library of Congress to Daniel Nunn. And here are the contents in the book. So on each of these pages, string instrument, page 4, plucking, page 8, using a bow, page 12, we'll find out all of this information. String instruments. Guitar, drum. People play many instruments to make music. A string instrument has strings stretched across it. So a guitar, that's a string instrument. Drum, nope, drum is a percussion instrument. A string instrument has strings stretched across it. People make a sound by touching the strings, like this guitarist is doing on these strings of the guitar. There are many types of string instruments. Plucking is a special way to touch the strings. People use their fingers to play some stringed instruments. This is called plucking. People use their fingers to play, for instance, a ukulele. This is a ukulele. The name of this instrument is an oud. People use their fingers to play a balalaika. This is a balalaika. It's got a big triangular shape. People use their fingers to play a kora. This is a kora. Using a bow. This is the bow. People use a bow to play other stringed instruments. People use a bow to play a sarinda. This is a sarinda. People use a bow to play a cello. That's what this is. People use a bow to play a cousin of the cello that's smaller, a violin. So plucking, picking, playing a bow, many ways to play a stringed instrument. This is all about playing string instruments. Some people play string instruments together, like these three men. Some people play string instruments on their own, like this woman playing her sitar. Some people play string instruments for work. It looks like this is the string section of a symphony orchestra practicing. Some people play string instruments just for fun. Just for fun. Making string instruments. Some string instruments are hard to make. Some string instruments are easy to make. Making a violin, that's a lot of work. Making a hanger with some twine or small rope, that's not too hard. Play your own string instrument. If no one in your family has a sitar or a harp or a viola that you can practice on, you can play your own string instruments too. You can do a search and easily find instructions or even a video clip for making your own stringed instruments. Here are two that are really interesting and worthwhile. This one will help you make a Kleenex box into a guitar. This one is from a member of a Philharmonic Orchestra and will help you make a bow. So those are both interesting things to try. At the end of some informational texts, you'll find a glossary to help you remember some of the difficult vocabulary words. Here is a picture glossary with helping us remember what a bow is. A bow is used on an instrument like a cello, a violin, a viola. It's a stick with horsehairs stretched across it, which is used to play some string instruments. This term, so bow, that's what a bow does. This term here is plucking. Pulling and letting go of strings on a musical instrument to make different sounds. And that's what this player is doing by hand. If there's a big sister, big brother, or grandma, or an uncle, or a parent who can help you, or a teacher, here are some extra things that the team of people who put this book together thought might be helpful for you, and some suggestions for what you might do after you have learned about this, or if you want more information. And there are other kinds of musical instruments too. So in this series, put together by Heinemann-Raintree, you can find these other books. How do you play, for instance, or learn about brass instruments, keyboards, percussion, voices, woodwind? Those are all books similar to this book about strings and how they're used in stringed instruments. One of the titles in the Instruments and Music series, this book has been Strings, written by a team of people headed up by Nunn.